All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to YAHAWAH, Ba'ashem, YAHWASHI, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. And the title of this lesson is going to be Mercy is Seasonable in the Time of Affliction. All right, mercy is seasonable in the time of affliction, right? Which I'm quoting Surah 35 and verse 20, which our Lords will grab a little bit later. But with this title in mind, let me start here in Ecclesiastes 3 at the top of verse 1. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, right? Because why? Proverbs 20 says, diverse weights are abomination unto the Lord, right? And a false balance is not good, right? So just like you have spring, you have summer, okay, then you have fall, then you have winter, and then the circuits of the seasons just continue on, okay, just like you have day and you have night. All right, so there's a purpose for everything. As it just read, I'll read again. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Okay, so again, going into just weights, what Proverbs 16, I think Proverbs 16 says, a just weight and balance are the Lord's. Okay, all weights are the bag of his work, right? So a balance. All right. It's Leviticus 19, just balances, just weights, right? That's what the Lord likes. All right, because it's all about balance. Okay. So here, Ecclesiastes 3 verse 2 says, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to render and a time to sue, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. All right. So here, Surah 35 verse 20 says, mercy is seasonable in the time of affliction as clouds of rain in the time of drought. Right. So going to, again, the balance of the Lord. Right. That's why what Habakkuk prayed. Well, matter of fact, let me just get that. But again, keep this title in mind. Habakkuk chapter 3, start at top of verse 1. Habakkuk 3 verse 1, a prayer of Habakkuk the prophet upon Shignoth. It says, verse 2, O Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahshai, I've heard thy speech and was afraid. O Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahshai, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years make known. In wrath remember mercy. So, we knowing that, the time of affliction is coming, going to the time of Jacob's trouble, right? Because again, the title lesson, matter of fact, let me go back to it. Surah 35 verse 20, mercy is seasonable in the time of affliction. So the time of our affliction is fastly approaching. All right, we catch daily afflictions, okay, we catch weekly afflictions, monthly afflictions, yearly afflictions, but ultimately coming to the time of Jacob's trouble, it's a short window time frame of the hardest, walk, or hardest this walk's going to get. Okay, the most narrow this walk's going to get. And that's why you're supposed to be building yourself up for that time. Spirit power, YAHWASHI, which we're not going to deliver ourselves, the Lord's going to deliver us, but we're still upon earth here while we're waiting for that time to come. We have a responsibility, okay, to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling, right? But again, coming to time of Jacob's trouble, it's a window time frame, of great hell. All right, like Daniel's 12th chapter says, like a time no other. Okay, it's going to be in a very short amount of time. Okay, but knowing that, with this wrath that's coming, you got an example, Habakkuk praying, remember mercy. Okay, remembering the mercy of the Lord. Okay, that he said, what? Matter of fact, let me just get it. Is Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30 and verse 7, it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So there you go, the balance of the counsel of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshai. Yes, hell is coming. Jacob's trouble is coming. Okay, a very, very bad time. All right, but the Lord said he's going to be saved out of it. That's the comfort. Okay, that's all you need to know. But he shall be saved out of it. The elect, those will be part of the elect, but they're going to be taken care of. And you can bounce around and grab some precepts. Psalm 91 comes to mind. Job the 5th chapter. The Lord delivering us out of delivering us out of 6 troubles. And matter of fact, let me get that because I'm butchering it. He delivered us out of 6 and 7. No evil touch thee. Roughly paraphrase. I'm gonna just have to grab it. Job 5. Here. No evil. Yep. This is Job chapter 5 and verse. Let me start at. Yeah, I'll just get the point. Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. There you go. Job 5:19. He shall deliver thee out of 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Right. Verse 20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death. In war from the power of the sword. So we just read earlier in Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter. There's a time for war and a time of peace, right? So the peace is going to be ultimately with the Lord's elect, okay? Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, okay? City of peace, all right? And who's going to be the king of the city of peace? YAHAWASHI and SHAM, okay? So, yeah, read Jeremiah 37 again. Jeremiah 37, the last for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, right? So he shall be saved out of it, okay? So that's why it says, what, Stark 2nd chapter, it says, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go on the side, lest he fall. So you have to wait for the Lord's mercy, and that's the patience, okay? You have to suffer, all right? You know, again, going into that little time window of our affliction, our greatest our greatest test, our greatest trial, going into the hour of temptation, which the Lord said, what? Revelation 3:10. He's going to keep us from the hour of temptation, okay? You know? Because we kept the word of his patience, right? So here, this is James 5. James 5 and verse 11 says, behold, we count them happy which endure. There you go. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and tender, and it's like an end of tender mercy, right? So we want those tender mercies, okay? The sure mercies of David, all right? Because if we were judged according to our dues or our iniquity, okay, we should be dead by now, okay? But the Lord's mercy, okay, it says, I forgot, goes roughly paraphrasing, it's through the Lord's mercy that we're not consumed, okay? You know, so again, it's not of you, just of the mercy of YAHAWASHI and SHAM, right? Here, this is Psalm 34 and verse 6. I'm gonna close out because, you know, Jake coming over here. Psalm 34 verse 6 says, this poor man cried, and the Lord YAHAWASHI heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. Right, so Habakkuk crying, you know, and wrath, remember mercy, right? So Psalm 34 verse 7, it says, the angel of YAHAWASHI campeth round about them that fear him, and delivereth them, right? So again, the Lord's mercy, okay? Verse 8 says, oh, taste and see that the Lord YAHAWASHI is good. Blessed the man that trusteth in him, right? So we're blessed because we trust in YAHAWASHI and SHAM. All right, so again, you know what Revelation 2nd chapter says, fear none of these things which shall come upon thee. We're paraphrasing, you know, the devil shall cast some of us into prison. We shall have tribulation 10 days, but, you know, pretty much, you know, fight unto death, man. The Lord's going to give you a crown of life, okay? You know, so that's pretty much the point of the lesson. We'll wrap it up. Again, title lesson being mercy is seasonable in a time of affliction. So wait on the Lord's mercy, okay? You know, whatever time frame it is, the Lord's always going to show his mercy on his leg. He says, you have care for his elect, okay? And deliver them, okay? That's strangers of our salvation. So with that, Lord's words be edifying. As always, I'm going to give all praise to Yahawah, double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, peace and blessings to you.
Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so. Amen. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord, which is, and which was, and which is to come, the Almighty. And every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him.